I don't know why. I'll try again. It was like I just did it. I just.
Oh, man.
Good morning, Andrew Bernard.
Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Emily. And I
What a
just
morning.
gave Andrew a nasty case of tinnitus.
I was not ready for that. Wasn't ready.
So sometimes the files break in between recording sessions, and I hit the intro, and all we hear is static. White noise.
Yep. It's my impression of static, by the way.
It goes, and it's real loud.
That's a much
Real
better
bad.
impression of static.
Today's latte is salted caramel, not pumpkin spice.
Thanks, Latte, for that transition.
Just trying to get away from the white noise to the, I don't know, white girl. Actually, it would have been more like white girl basic if it was the pumpkin spice again. It's very subtle. I never had a pumpkin spice latte until Copper Cow. It's what I drink, the coffee I drink. Sent me some, I do a subscription and they sent me a couple pumpkin spice lattes. I'm like, that's really nice. Tastes really good. Yeah.
The flavors are all there. They're all good.
They're
It's a
subtle.
shame. I mean, I haven't had the one that you're having, but...
Oh, is it not subtle when it's the Starbucks?
No, but that also might be like the 300 milligrams or 300 grams of sugar. Just like a quarter of its simple syrup.
Yeah, the Copper Cow, it's like Vietnamese style lattes, which normally have a ton of sugar, but these, you can either use the coconut milk packets, which are like basically no sugar, or they have the simple milk and sugar in there, like 100 calories per.
Oh, interesting.
So like way less.
Right.
And it's just a simple pour over. So it's my morning treat.
I mean, the flavor profile for like pumpkin spices is just like, it makes sense that it would go well with coffee. And they're just great fall spices. Shames, I feel it's a shame. There we go. That's how I'm trying to phrase that. It's a shame that that's become synonymous with something that's taboo or just generally like shat upon.
Well, it's really popular to just shit on things that white girls like, but it's, white girls don't always do themselves a ton of favors. Let's be honest with ourselves, white girls.
I was gonna say, yeah, I wouldn't give it that much. I wouldn't lend the oppression factor quite that much credibility there, but
no. Well, sometimes it's unfair. It's often unfair, but we can be pretty fucking obnoxious. We can be pretty obnoxious with the things that we like. It's true, but it's also very true that like we're often not allowed to just like things innocuously. Like boy bands, like just let people like things and don't get so like, ugh, white girls like infinity scarves and cardigans and pumpkin spice lattes. Yeah, we like being cozy. Just if you want to dislike us for like propping up other bad things in the world, and dislike us for that. That's fair. Give us the fair criticisms and let us have our what's the word for it? What's that Nordic word for cozy? Let us have that. Higa? Higi?
Hygge? I don't know.
Yeah. Let us have that. Higge. Let us have that. Word that I've never heard pronounced. Let us have that word I've never heard pronounced.
I'm probably not pronouncing it with enough phlegm, but
Higge. Hi Hygge. Hygge. You were very close.
Hygge.
Let us have our hygge. Yeah, sorry. Jason Mays just texted me. Yo, how do you like the blooper? He says. A lot.
That's an excellent question to which there is an excellent answer.
Muchly. And how's that
Muchly.
Elvis Costello holding up? Great. I'm just like responding to his text on the air.
Good.
Good.
Great.
Great. He
Fine.
will learn my answers exactly like 12 days later. Excellent.
They've been doing a whole lot of like offset shootouts. I wonder if he's like, low key, could I steal that from you for like 2 weeks?
Yeah, no. I ain't shipping that. I ain't shipping that to Atlanta, Georgia. Sorry, bud. No way. It's like,
I wouldn't blame him for asking though.
I mean, there has to be one closer than 3,000 miles away.
Sure.
Yeah. There has to
Fair.
be. There has to be.
There has to be.
That has to be the case. So what's new with you, bud? Other than that terrifying costume you're wearing.
Yeah, happy Halloween. A little early.
Halloween! Andrew is wearing a scariest costume I think he could possibly imagine wearing, which is a Guitar Center shirt.
I'm pretty sure I was supposed to.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Jason.
Well, this is a throwback. I don't think they wear these anymore. I think they're on a t-shirt regimen. So this is my button up with the Guitar Center logo, just plain black shirt with the white logo, with a collar that I have to wear. And I'm pretty sure I'm wearing it the exact same way I would have worn it on the sales floor, which is incredibly wrinkly.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was like mandatory, like helped.
That it was wrinkly.
Yeah, it was like helps fit the vibe. Yeah. Can't look too clean there. No, I was digging out some. Was actually digging up my box of like for when I'm skinny again clothes that I really like. In the back of my head, I just didn't want to donate, but I probably in the back of my head, I also like knew a few years ago like I should probably donate these. But I fit into a whole bunch of them now, which is super exciting. I'm kind of blown away. I really didn't think I was going to get to that point. And going through the box, and I did donate a couple of things. Like after not seeing something for like 3 years, I'm like, yeah, that does not remind me of happy times. that can go.
But the Guitar Center shirt does.
The Guitar Center shirt, it does. I'm not going to feign complete and utter dislike for Guitar Center because that's not at all true. I have some very fond memories. Call it rose-colored glasses or whatever you want, but no, it was really good times. And good times, good people. Made some good friends out of that. And it feels kind of nice to just put it on and masquerade as a Guitar Center employee for a little bit for Halloween. I might actually wear this out for Halloween walking around if I can find what I haven't been able to find is my Guitar Center name badge. And I've got it in a box somewhere.
What else would you need to really pull that together? Would you need a clipboard? Would that really tie?
Maybe if I got some gear card applications.
Yeah.
I just try to hand them out to people, get them to fill them out.
Okay.
That would work. Or I could just like knock on the door and ask if people would like pro coverage for their candy.
The kids will certainly appreciate that joke. Do you get trick-or-treaters?
Not on my street. Not really. I think we set out a bowl last year. And it was still mostly full, which means we didn't even get like a teenager going like, dump the bag.
Yeah. We get exactly one.
Wow.
Yeah. The one across the street. And she comes at exactly 5.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this year. I think we're going to probably end up doing something with my kid's old enough to have friends now, so we might have some of their friends over, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Old enough to have friends.
Old enough to have friends. It's so strange. Wow. Social life that I'm like completely not in the loop on. So strange. They grow up so fast.
Yeah.
No, so that'll be good. So that's let's see here. In terms of what's new, I guess fitting into clothes that I never thought I was going to. That was kind of a nice discovery. It was nice to unpack a box that's been sitting in a garage for 2-3 years now. And my other what's new is I think at the time that this is, I think when this episode's dropping, I'll be on the other side of the country.
Oh,
on vacation.
You're gonna be a Scandi for a week.
A Scandi? It's a Scani.
Scotty?
Scotty.
I don't know.
Scotty.
What do I know?
And yes,
Scotty?
I'll
I
be
was
out in
close.
Wisconsin.
I was close.
And I will be sticking out like a sore thumb with my lack of accent.
Oh, you can fake it. Let's hear it.
Oh, no,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't.
sure. Come on.
I mean, sure. Like that's just like kind of general Midwestern thing, but it's like the way that they pronounce. Like if you were to say ice cream cone, like ice cream cone, like
Cone?
the way I can't
Cone?
articulate it quite the same
Ice cream
way.
cone. Yeah, sure.
That
You just gotta try. You just gotta give it a little, you just gotta talk in the front of your mouth a little bit more. It's pretty easy. It's not that hard.
No, so I'm gonna go hang out with my dad for the week. I think the plan is we're gonna
You know how I know
drink.
you weren't an only child?
How?
Because you obviously didn't talk to yourself enough to really like do accents. I just talked to myself at the television screen a lot. I'm not even an only child. I was just younger than my brother by 8 years, so
Functionally the same
functionally
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yeah. I just would like watch television. Boris and Natasha.
So far in the itinerary for the visit, we're gonna fix up an old table, probably just wood glue and clamps. We're
Very
gonna drink
Midwestern.
beer.
Very Midwestern.
We're gonna go shoot guns in somebody's backyard because he's got a friend with like 14 acres of property and a small arsenal. I haven't fired a weapon in like 9 years, so that's actually be kind of a throwback to my childhood.
Okay.
And hiking and
we got that here. We got hiking here.
Yep. Oh, we do. Their version of a mountain is like it's not a mountain.
It's a hill.
Yeah, for all the Scotties out there, if you know Rib Mountain, I'm sorry, mountain's a strong term.
It's optimistic.
Yes, very. So, no, it'll be a good time. I think the plan is mostly just to chill and not do a whole lot.
Nice.
And I think I'm gonna be enjoying that. So, recording this a little bit early, so I can kind of just disappear for a week and turn my phone off. Kind of half tempted to just straight up turn it off for like the weekend if like Melissa's got my dad's number. If she really needs to get a hold of me, she can just call him.
Yeah, I don't know how easy it is to just do the phone completely off thing when you have a kid.
Yeah, but like the number of people, like the people who would really need to get a hold of me also have my dad's phone number.
Yeah.
And the people that don't need to get a hold of me don't.
So you're just gonna give me your dad's phone number real quick.
So I also think I'm going to delete like my work stuff off my phone just for like I'll reinstall it when I get back to the office. Just delete all of it and just like I have to disconnect just for a week. I think that'll be very good for me, especially going into the holidays or the winter months where the sun like comes up at 9, goes down at 3:30. It'll be good.
Sure.
So that's what my what's new is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I played the last Sunday Crush show of the year. I guess probably since I did that right after I got back from Cincinnati. Actually, I just kind of forgot to talk about it. Kind of a busy episode. It was a busy episode, you know. We played it at a place called Drunky Two Shoes in White Center in Seattle. And it was a lot of fun. It was an outdoor patio that was heated and covered.
Nice.
And I got to do the Pod Go wireless. So I got to do my walking guitar solos for the first time in a while. That was really neat. Our friend Sean Crawford came out, which I appreciated a lot.
Sean!
The range on the Pod Go wireless is kind of bananas.
Really?
Yeah, I jokingly sound checked from like inside the restaurant. I was like walking around with it a little bit. I soloed from on top of a table. I was like walking around the patio quite a bit. But when I was just kind of at home testing out the capabilities of wireless, I live in a townhouse before anybody gets up in arms about what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
So I had the unit on the first floor, and I walked all the way up to the third floor, and it was still working. It's bananas. It's impressive range. So that was really fun, and I was glad to so Sunday Crush is just gonna spend the rest of the year like writing and having some chill times. I have a show coming up on the 30th though at the Tractor Tavern. I'm gonna be playing with Kim's Covers, opening for Halloween. I think I've mentioned that a few times already, but
I think you did, yeah.
yeah. So that's coming up this weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm glad we're not actually recording. I guess we will be recording the day after that. Ooh.
Yeah, we'll need an episode for November.
Yeah.
Or was it November 2nd?
Yeah. We'll see how I how awake I am.
Next episode, just the thumbnail is Emily in sunglasses indoors.
After with no voice after singing along to so many Queen songs for Halloween. Yep. Yeah, hopefully my hair will be shorter too because I'm getting a haircut like 3 days before the gig from the singer of Halloween.
Nice.
Seattle's such a weird small city in a lot of ways. The the guy who cuts my hair is the singer from Halloween. That's not how I got the gig. It might be. I don't know. Who knows why anybody gets asked to do anything?
It's all just an interconnected network of
doesn't matter
humans. No, not really.
It doesn't matter. Oh, and I also got to use my LED guitar strap at the Sunday Crush gig, which was really fun.
Oh, very cool.
My Rocket Gear LED strap. So
yeah.
Big thanks to Haley from Rocket for sending me that. I think it was a big hit, but who knows? No, it was fun. Yeah, the opening band was called Day Soul Exquisite, and they've only been together for like 4 or 5 months, but they sounded like they've been together for a lot longer. So check them out; it was really good.
That's really high praise, actually.
Yeah, me praising a band. Wow.
Not what I wasn't saying that it was uncommon of you. I'm just saying that like that particular bit of it, like of praise is like, oh, that's actually like really hard hitting. It's pretty cool. Come on,
Andrew's like, you shit on every band I like.
Yeah.
Where's the lie?
Where is the lie?
Where is the lie?
In your defense, at least you've heard of the bands I like. So
yeah. Well, that's because you're basic.
Ouch. You start the episode with like defending basicness and
no, that's actually I haven't even heard of a lot of the bands that you like the a lot of them. Just like the grunge.
I think I'm not actually terribly surprised to hear that the Podgo wireless range is really solid. I remember because I imagine the technology is going to be similar to some of the other Line 6 stuff for like the dedicated wireless.
But like going through, like my house was built in 1998, so it's not like some like really, really, really old houses that have really wonky wiring, but still it's like kind of old.
Sure.
But going through 3 stories up.
Right. The reason why I say that is back when I worked at Guitar Center once upon a time in a galaxy not so far away is it was the Line 6 Spider 4 5 5 maybe. I think it was the 5s. I think that the version with the wireless unit that connected straight to the amp. And I remember I would plug that, like if it was like, we close at 9 and it's pretty dead by 7:30 and I already done my cleaning for the night, just plug into, put a strap in a guitar, plug in the wireless unit and just kind of walk around the store, like kind of like chug out a couple things, tuck a couple tags, chug a couple things.
Yeah.
Just have it like basically on insane.
And like no latency.
Oh yeah.
It was like really cool.
Yeah. And that I would do that at the location in Seattle, rest in peace. It was a fairly spread out location. Like I could get like into the acoustic room and stuff and still be heard.
Yeah.
So if the technology is at all similar to what they're now putting inside the Go, that's pretty top notch. I'm impressed.
It was cool. I liked the sounds, and setting it up was as easy as it was setting up yours. I like someone commented on I think we already covered it, but like when someone commented on the video of it, like, paid promotion, goodbye. I was like,
Paid
okay.
promotion.
Okay, well, this was a gift, so thanks for watching.
Oh, it makes me wonder how those people feel about like walking into an actual guitar store and talking to somebody who's making commission. Can you imagine walking into like Guitar Center, like, so what are your thoughts on this? And then like they start to talk like, no, paid promotion.
Yeah. Well,
all right, bro.
I just don't think there are a lot of opinions out there that are just completely unbiased.
I don't think there are any ever. Nothing
They're
happens in a
always
vacuum.
No. Because you're probably biased by like what you already have or what you've played. Like there's just like, we all have biases.
Oh, it's so funny to me when I see like in a Facebook guitar community, someone's like, can someone recommend an overdrive to me? And what everybody recommends is what they already have.
Yeah.
It's like
it's because they have experience with it. Like,
sure.
You can't recommend something that you've, like, it's weird to recommend something you've never played. Like,
right.
How can you even recommend that? How can you recommend a car you've never driven? How? Oh yeah, I've never driven a Tesla, but I really recommend Teslas.
Never driven a Tesla, but like that box steering wheel is just awful. Like, why would anybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I've never played a Schecter, but they look like shit. Like, no, shut up. Like, what do you know? What do you know?
The little Schecter Strats aren't bad. It was like the Nick Johnson. I forget the name, like Nick Johnson or something like that. Signature S style Schecters. It was like a surf green with a maple neck. I remember that one playing really, really well.
Well, exactly. Like, how can you just like make a blanket statement about something that you have no experience with? Like.
Although probably the most nightmarish guitar we ever had for a trade-in at Guitar Center was a Sinister Gates signature model that had so much fretboard cheese on it. It was horrifying.
Clean your guitars when you change your strings, friends. Just
I don't think they. You say that. I don't think they broke that rule. That's the other part of it.
Change your strings, friends.
You gotta change your strings. I remember them bringing that. I think we knocked off like $50 because we were like, we can't give you that other $50 because now we have to go pay the guitar tech to clean this up and swap out the strings.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a petri dish. But anyways, I mean, the point being, like, I still think it's funny though that people just recommend what they already have,
right? That's
without
biased.
having. It's absolutely biased, but it's also funny because it's people aren't willing to acknowledge that there's things that they haven't tried yet that might be better.
Yeah.
So it feels almost useless to try and put out the, hey, what do you guys recommend into some of those groups sometimes? Because like, okay, that's not actually giving me helpful information. You're just telling me what you own.
Oh, yeah. But like, what do you, like, what? I don't know. What do you want him to do?
No, I have no idea.
Recommend things that they haven't played?
No, I mean, I don't think there's a better option. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. What's the world's best delay pedal? The David Foster Wallace?
The one I own.
The one I own. I think it's the David Foster Wallace by Bookworm Effects because it's the one I play the most.
I would have to say it's the Avalanche Run.
Oh, that one's great. I love that one also. I also love the Speed Tripper. There's last time I checked, there was some left. Bye, Rick.
Bye, Rick.
He said bye-bye.
I miss you.
He's gone. He's going to go. We're making soup. So he's going to buy an immersion blender. Yes. Like everybody wants to know what we're cooking. We're cooking a bowl of facas.
Oh, what?
Focus. I think I'm saying that right. It's a Greek lentil soup. Am I not saying that right?
I don't know. I'm not Greek, but is this going to be like a Skudge 2.0? Saying something heinously wrong for years?
Fuck. It says Greek lentil soup or Fakes in Greek pronounced FAH-KHES. How would you pronounce that?
Bacchus?
Bacchus? Bacchus? Bacchus?
Bacchus.
And then there's one, it says modern Greek, and then it has a bunch of Greek letters after it. I'm like, that's not helpful. How to, oh, here, YouTube.
Fakes.
That's not it.
Fakes.
Now it just says fakes.
Fakes.
It just says fakes.
Well, enjoy your lentil soup. I will. I don't care what it's called ultimately. It's all Greek to me. But
I care. I'm going to figure this shit out right now.
Oh no, what have I done? What have I started?
Nothing.
Speaking of soup-like objects, I've discovered.
What have I done?
I made a mistake. So I've been trying with drinking significantly less and only on weekends over the last few months. I've kind of come to the realization that like if I'm going to make myself something on the weekend, I want it to be like something that is a little bit more special than just like grabbing a beer out of the fridge. Not that there's anything wrong with beer, just I don't know, just change my mindset. So like I want to make myself some nicer cocktails. And so I've been running around like some Negroni variations and just toying around with things. And I found in the process, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like gin's kind of nice. And I haven't tried enough gin over the years. So I've got a bottle of big gin and I'm trying to figure out a couple different recipes I can do with it.
Is it the regular or is it the dry?
It's the dry.
Nice. This is because that's what they have at the Costco, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, so like London dry gins for cocktail mixing, just solid. And I found a recipe I wanted to try, and it had, so it was gin, sweet vermouth, Cointreau, and the one thing that I didn't already have was Fernet Branca. So I went and got a bottle of Fernet Branca, and I came home and I made the cocktail last night, and I took one sip, and I went, ah! And somehow in the back of my mind, I thought Fernet Branca was something else entirely.
Oh.
And I have now learned.
Like?
It's like herbaceous, minty, and licorice.
Ew.
Like I see how it could work. I think that the ratio of the recipe that I got was just a bad ratio because it's just way too overpowering for the whole drink. Like I just tasted like that with like it completely overpowered the gin, which
that's an Amaro. Yeah, it's very bitter.
Bitter's fine. I can live with bitter. It was like the licorice Listerine thing, and like licorice and mint are two things that I have a love-hate relationship with, and has to be very situational. So, anyways, now I've got a bottle of Fernet Branca I don't know what to do with, but I'm sure I'll find some other recipes that I'll give a try.
I think people drink it with Jack and Coke sometimes. I want to say, I've heard it with. Yeah, maybe.
It was almost like menthol-y, which I'm not diametrically opposed to. But
let's see.
Anyways, if anybody wants
there's only 3 cocktails on their website with it. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I see it with sugar, lime, ginger beer. And I don't see the alcohol part other than it.
Well, I mean, I think it was like 39% on its own.
Yeah, it is the only alcohol in one of these cocktails, and that sounds vile. It's like 4.5 parts of it, and then 2 parts sugar, 2 parts lime, and then top with ginger beer. That sounds vile. There's a TikTok that I like, and they're taking a little break, but it's called "Should It Be Prohibited" or something like that,
Oh no.
where they make Prohibition era cocktails and they decide should it still be prohibited. And all these Prohibition era cocktails, what they have in common is it's just like almost all liquor. It's very, very strong cocktails, and they are all vile. And these two women, they just drink them. Sorry if I'm misgendering them. These two people, they drink them, and they just like immediately each time. Every once in a while, one of them's like, "That's all right," but they're like nasty, nasty, nasty.
Well, hey, with that said, if anybody wants to send me some recipes of what they like Fernet Branca with, this would be a great opportunity for you to join our Patreon Discord channel so we can chat about these things, because we do have
a liquor.
We do
have a
I think
drinks.
I think we call it booze.
We do call it booze, but it is
Which also ends up
drinks.
being our coffee channel at the same time, because why not?
Fernet and Coke, that's what it is. So yeah, maybe just some Coke. Oh, they make us. There's a Sazerac. I like a Sazerac.
I could see that working with a rye. Rye would. It was just so overpowering. It was only half an ounce in that whole cocktail. It was just so overpowering. I almost wonder, like,
need to get used to. Oh, there's one with ice cream.
I was messaging Mark Johnson about it. He's like, "Have you thought about just dialing it back to like just a bar spoon worth?" Like, oh yeah, it's not a bad idea. Yeah. Rein that in a bit.
Nasty.
I see the potential. I really do see the potential. I just need to figure out, like, wrap my brain around that whole profile and how strong it is and how it would play nice and with others in the same glass.
Central, so essential.
But yeah, I did not finish that cocktail. I feel bad, but
I mean,
I'm reaching the point. At this point in my life, if it doesn't taste good, I'm just going to pour it.
That's always been my rule with alcohol since I started drinking, was if I don't enjoy the flavor, I'm not going to drink it.
Yep.
No.
Yep, not worth it.
That's the safe thing to do. Because I feel like it's a dangerous place if you're drinking something that you don't like the taste of.
Yep. So I poured it, and I opted to crack a old, cold, and reliable beer from the fridge instead while I did some food prep.
This week's episode of the Get Offset podcast is sponsored by Fernet Branca. It's sponsored by Philippe Hernan. It's sponsored by the Caroline Guitar Company.
I was gonna say, I paid way too much for that bottle for it to have been a sponsored ad.
Buy pedals from the Caroline Guitar Company. They will wreak havoc on your board if you want them to, because there's a switch that you can choose to engage when you want the havoc. It's optional. Unlike if you pour too much Fernet Branca into your cocktail, and it's just havoc on your palate, and that's it. But
you're hosed. It's done. Over.
It's over. You're cooked. Put a fork in you. You're done. Dump it down the sink. That's your only option. No. You.
Better me up and call me biscuit.
These spots are getting weirder and weirder.
I feel like Philippe's the kind of person. He's either like increasing, like, what are these guys doing? And the other part of him is like, oh, this is good. I like this.
Yeah, I like it. Like, it's fine with it.
I hope so. I don't want to let him down.
No.
I want to be your friend.
Don't let him down. Don't let him down.
So don't let me down by letting down Philippe. Go buy something. There we go. That's the critical part of shame that we need to have in our ad sponsorships.
No shame.
No shame. Just do it. It's that time of the year. Petals honestly make for great stocking stuffers, just for the size and form factor.
Especially if your stocking's a little stretchy.
If you have a loved one who plays guitar and or anything else that would appreciate a pedal, like synths, stocking stuffers, I'm telling you.
Yeah, bass.
And honestly, Caroline does not charge.
The somersault sounds great on bass. I can't confirm.
Caroline does not charge as much as I believe that they should be charging. So with that in mind, honest to God, that's in the realm of stocking stuffer prices for a lot of people.
Just get your loved one a somersault for Christmas, and they're going to be like, how did you know me this well? I love you so much. This is the best
Completely
gift
safe
I've ever
bet.
gotten. It's like such
Literally,
a cool
I've
pedal.
never met someone who doesn't like Caroline pedals.
Yeah.
I genuinely mean that. I'm not being paid to say that. Like, I really mean that.
There's a reason, because they're made with love and attention to detail.
There's
And you open
not
it
a
at the
lot of
back and they have a little
manufacturers I can
special
say that
message.
for.
Yeah, and you open it at the back and they have a little special message on them. They're great. Great low risk gift and
Low
highly
risk,
recommend.
high reward.
Exactly. Do it. Do it. Happy holidays. One of my favorite scenes from Christmas Vacation is when they're Clark Griswold there's like the line of guys and they're like, and he's looking at him, he's like, kiss my ass, kiss his ass, happy Hanukkah. No. I don't know what reminded me of that.
No idea. But
Who cares?
speaking of the holidays, the holiday that matters is this week.
Halloween. Spooky Halloween.
Halloween. And what do we do on Halloween?
Dress up.
Dress up. We eat candy. We have a good time.
Oh, I see you're making a transition.
Yes, I'm making a very belabored and impossibly awkward transition.
Yeah,
but we're getting there. So, with dressing up, what else can we dress up and alter in ways that are aesthetically and or otherwise pleasing?
affordable guitars.
Affordable guitars. There we go. All right. We're back on track. Affordable guitars for this Halloween episode. I thought it could be kind of cool to talk about ways that we could dress our guitars up, things that we could do to modify them and in the spirit of Halloween, but really just in the spirit of like tone and enjoying things. And yeah.
So talk about them. Talk about it.
So the genesis of this idea is I saw an article about the guitar player from Genesis playing bullet strats on stage.
What's the guitar player from Genesis's name?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I really should know this. There we go.
You're the one who likes prog rock.
I like Rush. Thank you. Mike Rutherford has been playing bullet strats on stage, and so his guitar tech gave an interview and was talking about like, yeah, like sure, sometimes you do some of the modifications, but sometimes he just plays them out of the box, and he likes it that way. And it's just like, oh, trip out. And so if that's not motivation to like start small, just start with a Squier and then build up from there, I don't know what it is. And so the guitar tech talks about a couple of different things that they'll do sometimes is when they're playing on stage with the big screens behind them, he'll swap out pickups for the noiseless, not because Mike wants it that way, just because from a guitar tech perspective, you need to cut down the noise. But outside of that,
I like the noiseless pickups personally. I have them in the
they've come a long
the Hirsch
way.
Strat. I have them in the Hirsch Strat. I think they're great. I played those with Sunday Crush, and I have them in the Player Plus series Telly, and I think they sound really good. Personally, they're also
they've
really
come a
high
very long way.
They're also really high output. No one commented on the video about the output. Really high.
Replacing the tuners, common. Just
common.
reslotting the nut, very common. That's a super easy one that you can learn how to do on your own. There's plenty of tutorials out there. It's actually not that hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And for buying like a sub $400 guitar, taking it to a tech for a setup that would do a lot of those things is still way less expensive than buying a $1,400 guitar.
Right. And so, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a good Halloween discussion.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've dressed up a lot of guitars, as a lot of people know. I mean, I have this one behind me. This Frankenstein of a guitar.
Yep.
It's probably my most dressed up guitar by a lot. I mean, this thing started as a body and a neck from the Tacoma Guitar Show.
Yep.
Maybe not the best example of starting with a cheap guitar, but I think this might be my best example of starting with a cheap guitar. Hold up.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, you know this
That
one.
looks familiar.
My Starcaster. So this is the guitar that started it all on the channel, and I didn't even do a lot of the stuff that he talks about doing. This has the stock pickups. They're a
Yep.
little grimy. I took off the pick guard so I could swap out the wiring more easily. But mostly I've just adjusted the hell out of the wiring thanks to Gun Street Wiring. I added a Duesenberg Les Trim 2. And I do have pickups I want to swap out on this one eventually. But I mean, yeah, it's probably not as far as like if you have like a Strat or a Telly as a Squier, you can do a lot more easily just because like there's more aftermarket parts and stuff. But I mean, you can still do a whole hell of a lot with this kind of thing. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I have my Supersonic. I swapped out the pickups and wiring on that. My Jazzmaster, my offset telly, I should say. I added a big speed to that. I added a Lala Royalty pickup in the neck. I upgraded the wiring to a four switch, so I have series in the fourth position, series switching in the fourth position instead of just parallel, I should say. Uh, I love doing that kind of thing. It's just fun. And then I have some guitars I'm going to keep completely stock because they're the more expensive the guitar, the more likely I am to keep it stock, frankly. But like,
Fair.
and you get a cheap guitar and you learn on it, and you learn about the things, and that's what I love doing. You get a cheap guitar, you learn how to do the wild stuff on it because if you muck it up, but well, who cares?
Hey, there's definitely an element of who cares. There's also the element of, I mean, honestly, and I think the sentiment is pulled from that interview with Mike's Guitar Tech is things have come a very long way for entry level guitars, and entry level today is not the same thing as entry level 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I guess I bring that up in an attempt to dash this pervasive notion that more expensive is more better, because that's not entirely true. And the flexibility that you get with having something that's not quite as expensive out of the box, and that freedom to then modify it to your own liking, I think works really, really well for a lot more players than do it. And I think I just encourage people, get yourself a project guitar. It's Halloween, dress it up, make it your own, have some fun with it. Make it a replica of something else, but with your own twist.
Yeah.
I worked on a project with a buddy in college. We did a Frankenstrat copy. I mean, that was cool. That was a good example of taking a cheap bullet Strat and dressing it up. So, I mean, so many things you can do.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the Squiers go, like I'm always kind of in awe of when I get a Classic Vibe series or the Paranormal series, and maybe like the weird things are like what Rutherford's text, which swaps out the pickups. They're not always like what I would want. So yeah, maybe I'll switch those out, or the wiring, or the tuning machines. Yeah, maybe like that's the stuff that you might want. Maybe you want you want what you want. So but like when I got like the contemporary series, I'm like, these are great. These are great for what they are.
Oh, totally.
The neck, if the neck is good, if the body is good, lightweight, well constructed, everything else is gravy, frankly.
Oh yeah.
And you want all those things to be great and nice. It kind of stunk that the baritone, Cabernita Telly baritone for the Paranormal series, that the output jack wasn't great, but these electro sockets are so cheap and easy to replace on Amazon, and this is better than what they would have put in it anyway.
Right.
Tuning machines, those are like $50, and this can kind of suck to replace. A nut is going to take a little bit of work. cool to learn how to do that on your own. You can look at it as an opportunity. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks if you have to do that.
Right. And if you're the sort of person that's looking to get something that just plays well, like out of the box, I mean, that's fine. You're also probably the person that buys your entire costume from a spirit store without getting creative at all. So, there is that. And it's Halloween. Make it your own. Have some fun. It's like cosplay, but for tone. Sort of.
Yeah. Cosplay for tone. What? What?
I guess that's more if you're doing
pedals do.
If you're doing like a replica guitar, I suppose.
Yeah.
So as far as guitar pedals, the thought that's been running through the back of my head is like, if you're concerned about bang for your buck,
yeah,
I think my hot take here is that if you had to put together a rig for like under $1,000, guitar amp pedals and whatnot, you're better off sinking a little bit, like getting a cheaper Squier and like beefing that up and then going cheaper on the pedal end of things.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of really solid, affordable pedals out there that are still made in the U.S. and you can get a whole lot of sounds out of. You don't necessarily need like your 28 pedal rig.
And what do you mean by affordable pedals? Because that's going to vary a lot by person. Like I think a lot of people think about affordable pedals by like what Ryan Burke does for the Affordable board, which is like sub $50, like Amazon
I'm not
Basics.
thinking sub $50. I'm thinking around the $100 $150 mark.
You're thinking about like TCE or like
well, even like take a boutique builder like I guess I'm not even sure if I could consider Earthquaker boutique just from a size perspective, but historically boutique and might as well be just
they have like some $100 options for really cool
Plumes.
pedals. Yeah,
Plumes is a great $99 option that sounds better than pretty much every other tube screamer on the planet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get much better than that. So in terms of just like bang for buck, kind of working your way through, having that in the guitar and if you give your signal chain something good to work with, you're going to have really great results than if you just have just get an out of the box $800 something.
Yeah.
Also, that's my hot take.
Yeah, I mean, you can also look at something again like the Pod Go that will scratch a lot of itches for not a lot of money.
Yep.
I like Squiers and cheaper guitars that are still well built. I know we talk about Squier a lot, but like they are just frankly kind of killing it. I know people will say, "Oh, they send you a lot of stuff," and yeah, they do.
You also buy a lot of their stuff.
I do. Yeah,
voluntarily.
I mean, I bought both of those contemporary guitars that I demoed. I bought the baritone. They sent me the Supersonic. They sent me the Cyclone last year. They sent me more of the Fenders than anything, just because I'm not like going to pay for those.
It's a much bigger investment for.
Yeah. So I tend to buy the Squiers just because, I can. So thank you to our Patreons and thank you to people who watch on YouTube because that's where some of that money goes. But like the thing is like they are kind of killing it and that's why I tend to spend more of that money there.
Kind of just hard to argue with.
It really is. And then like other brands just aren't willing to pay like I don't know. Glary tried to send me a guitar and I was like, I don't want it. Because I know it sucks. Like, I've seen enough videos of other people with the build quality issues and like, I know kind of what I'm going to say about it. Like,
right.
So I'm like, I don't really want this guitar in my life. So I had to try to have a conversation with them about like, I don't really want to keep this guitar probably. So they just weren't really interested in working with me.
You could have given it to a kid,
No, I'm not going to have a kid have a bad first experience with a guitar. I'll throw it off a bridge.
Right. But which bridge? If you had to pick a bridge in the Seattle area to throw a guitar off of, what would it be?
The 99. Aurora. The Aurora Bridge, obviously. The Troll Bridge.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the tallest one. No, that's too populated.
It might actually hurt somebody.
Yeah. Oh, I would get
Yeah.
arrested for that one. That'd be littering.
Only if you didn't pick it up. Be like, oh no, I accidentally dropped it. I'm so sorry, guys.
Accidentally.
While the camera was rolling. Whoops. Was that me?
Just throw it off my 3rd floor. Maybe go. My neighbors have like actually like roof access. Just throw it onto 8th in front of a bus. Nah. Nothing like that. No. I got no ideas.
I mean, you could throw it off of the 90 floating bridge, but that probably wouldn't make the splash you were hoping.
I accidentally got rid of the drum effect, and I thought it would come back, and it never came back.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. All right. I don't have
Well,
a lot else to say about that.
Happy Halloween. That's what I have to say. Happy Halloween. Hope you're inspired. Hope this is the push that some of our listeners need to just go for it. Do it.
Get a Squier. You can use our Sweetwater affiliate links, and we'll get a little bit of money. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use our Sweetwater or Reverb affiliate links, though I also highly recommend buying locally from your local guitar stores.
recommend buying local.
Recommend.
Yeah, no, seriously, buy local. We've got the affiliate links if you don't have access to a quality local shop. We would appreciate using that. But if you do have access to a quality local shop, please don't worry about the whatever percentage that the show gets for it. We'd rather you support local. Genuinely.
We'd also rather you subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/getoffset.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey.
You can also support us at getoffsetpodcast.com/shop by buying some of our merch. Also, you can subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on wherever you're listening to this podcast, and rate review on iTunes. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily.
And my name is Andrew.
Goodbye.
Bye.